What's going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today I want to talk to you on Healthier Choices Management. I have been covering them for quite some time since I started my YouTube channel, in fact. So since around 2021, so I've been through the highs, the lows for HCMC, through the thick and thin. But as of late, as what a lot of investors are just waiting for this damn spinoff to occur, it's becoming more and more apparent that it's kind of a scam, as bold of a statement as that is. And if not, or even over and above that, probably there's going to be a reverse stock split occurring to HCMC prior to any spinoff happening. So I wanted to go over everything that you need to know, but first, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. So when it comes down to the whole spinoff, there has been no updates whatsoever. The last news, in fact, from HCMC was November 14th, 2023. And beside that, though, it was this news on September the 12th, I believe it was. That's where they gave us the last update, saying that they intend on having that spinoff occur somewhere in between the fourth quarter of 2023. And that was delayed from initially the tail end of Q2 to Q3, got pushed back and got pushed back again to Q4. I have alluded to, based on their last earnings, it does signal that their Series A preferred stock does come to conclusion on March 1st, 2024. So I was kind of speculating, saying that March 1st, 2024 might be the actual date. But there's been no updates on HCMC's website. There's been no updates on the New York Stock Exchange's website. And every video or every update for HCMC, I look at that. I look to see if there's any upcoming IPOs, just to see maybe if they're sneaking in quietly. And there's been absolutely nothing, despite this S1, so the HCWC S1 submitted on December 2022. But aside from that, though, even if you go onto the New York Stock Exchange's website, it does say the whole application process does take about 14 days. And after the application is accepted, it's roughly another month. So by them submitting that S1 December of 2022, it should not be taking this long. So most likely, the New York Stock Exchange went back to HCMC and said, hey, this is BS, you need to fix it. Or, better yet, as I've been saying, you don't qualify to be on the New York Stock Exchange. But then again, they have not actually updated any investor on any of this whatsoever. If anything, they've just pushed it back time and time again to maybe rectify that. And one thing that I have actually said in the past and why they do not qualify for the New York Stock Exchange is the lack of revenue. So maybe that is why they're trying to boost it potentially. But like I said at the very beginning, it's probably going to be more likely that HCMC does do a reverse stock split prior to any spinoff occurring. Because if you kind of look right here, so this is the share structure. So they do have the authorized shares at 750 billion. And based on all of this, they are kind of capped out. So ultimately, if they have no money to dilute with, and in turn pay for all your bills, because keep in mind, they still do have all of this under their actual HCMC for right now. Of course, they don't want that. They don't want the grocery chain, the vitamin store, the wellness centers. They don't want that under the umbrella of HCMC. They want to spin that off, right? But as of right now, all of those, which technically are kind of losing businesses, they're all burning through a lot of cash. You need money to pay for that and maintain them. That's coming off of HCMC's balance sheet, which right now they are kind of capped out. They don't have sufficient amount of cash to probably complete into maybe the second half of 2024. And even aside from that, though, that does mean they would need to dilute. But like I mentioned already, they are capped out as far as their share structure. So that does mean that they will need to be doing a reverse stock split. And given the stock price right now is right here, that would be detrimental. They would need to do a one for like 5 million for a reverse stock split. And you can kind of see right here, this shows all the previous reverse stock splits. So they are kind of notorious for that. So February 10th, 2010, they did a 1 for 250, 2.5, I mean. And then December 27th, 2013, a 1 for 5, 1 for 5, a 1 for 70, then a 1 for 20,000. So given how the stock price is right now, some people have told me that's incorrect. It might be 1 or 2 digits off, but regardless though, it will be needing a massive reverse stock split. So I do feel that a reverse stock split is going to be done probably the tail end of Q1 2024 if there is no spinoff occurring until that point. So as I've mentioned, HCMC is just sketchy all over this place. And even when it comes down to this upcoming annual earnings, which if we kind of look back on when they did submit it, so we can kind of scroll here, looking at the financials, scroll all the way down. Oh, I went too far. So 2023, looks like the 10K was submitted March 30th, 2023. So it is, you can kind of assume the same for this year. And so we won't have any updates until March 30th, 2023 on how they did on an annual basis in 2023 and potentially when they actually plan to settle the whole reverse stock split. But like I said, at the tail end of Q1, which will be at the exact same time, they'll probably be announcing a reverse stock split. So this is all craziness. And even if you kind of look back over what has happened, I'm surprised there isn't any lawsuits or haven't been any since then. Look at all the Form 4s and the 144s. This is all management jumping ship, especially if you kind of look around here. So the April, when their ex-dividend date was occurring, or their first one before they canceled it and said that they're going to be announcing a new one, which in among itself is a huge red flag. But management has been dumping their shares for a very, very, very long time. So if this isn't enough of a red flag or a potential another reverse stock split, I don't know what to tell you. Let me know your thoughts on HCMC in the comments below. Do you still believe in it? Or are you one of those individuals like myself that kind of got in because of the whole lawsuit? I think that dragged people in, especially based on some of the predictions that was coming out about dollar values on how much they were going to settle for. That would be huge for HCMC, which caused it to go up massively. But ultimately, the lawsuit never really amounted to anything, and now they're even fighting for the appeal. There's just so many just variables when it comes down to that. There's no point in investing in HCMC. So in my opinion, there is absolutely zero value investing in this company whatsoever, and even this spinoff. So I wanted to kind of talk on this for a second. So this spinoff, based on their S1, there's a couple red flags as well that I wanted to talk on, starting on page 9. So page 9, it says right here that they intend on having about 9.8 million in common stock. Okay, that's all fine and dandy. But if we look at this, which was their most complex document on September the 12th, submitted after that, it does say 7.5 million in Class B and then 1.8 and change million in Class A. So of course, if you kind of add that together, that's about 9.4. So they are immediately announcing that they are going to be diluting. And this is at a expected share price of $10 per share. So immediately right out the gate, they are diluting. And plus right here, so like I just pointed out, management jumped ship immediately, but they are reserving a lot of shares for future issuance under the 2023 equity incentive plan. So they most likely are going to be giving all the shares back to management at these higher prices, which is kind of crazy. And again, even if that's not the icing on the cake, if we kind of move over to here, there's one thing I wanted to highlight. I think it was page 24. So because of the Series A convertible preferred stock, it does show that they are intending that it's going to cause a significant decline in the stock price, but cannot be converted below $3 per share. So potentially even a 70% downtrend in the Class A shares is anticipated within a short time period. So even if they do a reverse stock split, the stock price of HCWC is going to go down probably about 70%, or they'll be doing a reverse stock split under HCMC. There's just so many gray areas, and this, like I said, I'm just going to be labeling as a complete scam. It might be premature. They could develop into something, but this definitely does not look good on almost every single front. So let me know your thoughts. Keep in mind though, I'm not a financial advisor. You guys always do your own due diligence. One final thing I just wanted to share with you, if you are looking for a lot of good compiled information, such as what I showed you, even upcoming splits or post splits, like everything under the sun, take a look at Seeking Alpha Premium. I do have a 7-day free trial for you. So this definitely can make you a better investor for 2024. So let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And with all that said, I appreciate all of you watching.